Back to the phone lines. We'll talk to Ron next, San Antonio, Texas, Sirius XM 131. Hi, Ron.
In Genesis 29 and 30, finishing up in chapter 36, gives a list of the 12 tribes, Israel's sons. Then we go to Numbers, and Levi's pulled out. This is for the inheritance of the Promised Land. Then we go to Revelation. I got ambushed by Jehovah's Witness while I was minding my own business, cutting grass. That the list in chapter 7 of Revelation is different than that of the chapters in Genesis and Numbers. So I researched it all out, got a whole bunch of different answers. So I called you, figured I'd bounce it off of you, get an answer from you, and then I'll weigh it against everything else I got. But right now I've got Ephraim was left out because the tribe of Ephraim was king at the time of the 10 northern tribes. And the tribe of Dan led them into idolatry. So that's why Dan and Ephraim were pulled off the list. Go ahead. It's your best shot.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, also, Dan was largely obliterated. But you think about this as you go through Scripture, and you allude to this in the prologue to your question, there are no fewer than, I think, 20 variant lists of the tribes. These lists can include anywhere from 10 to 13 tribes, actually, and thus no list in and of itself needs to be identical. Rather, the context determines the list that is used in any given time. And this is very commensurate with this idea that words and phrases in Scripture are not univocal, they are equivocal. They take on the meaning that the context gives them. And so these tribes are listed in such a way to make a point. And of course, the point in Revelation with respect to the variant lists is very, very interesting because the number 144,000 is used. 12 times 12 times 1,000, or the 12 apostles of the Lamb times the 12 tribes of Israel times 1,000. And the idea there becomes the full complement of God's people. So on the one hand, numbered, on the other hand, a great crowd that no one can number. The Jehovah's Witnesses have taken this passage and they've completely prostituted it. So what they now have is the belief that God has two classes of people. The one class is a heavenly class, 144,000 get to go there, but all those tickets are sold. The other is an earthly class, a great cloud. But actually, biblically, this is not how the Bible refers to it. The two are identical. They are not different. So the 144,000 and the great multitude are not two different people, but two different ways of describing the same purified bride. Literarily, the 144,000, the great multitude, are comparable to the lion and the lamb. The point being that just as John is told about a lion, and then he turns to see a lamb, so he was told about the 144,000, and he turns to see a great multitude. Thus, the takeaway being that the 144,000 is to the great multitude what the lion is to the lamb, namely the same entity seen from two different vantage points. From one vantage point, as I said, the purified bride is numbered. From the other, she's innumerable. But the idea that God has two classes of people is simply unbiblical. The Jehovah's Witnesses are off base on that, as they are on other essentials. We'll be right back.